All right, so Denver really became a popular city in the United States like in the early 2010s, right? It was this new city that had huge potential for a ton of growth, a ton of innovation, and just kind of like this blank canvas that everyone can kind of move into and make it their own.
Yeah, and even though we can go on and on about all the reasons that we love Colorado, we're going to try to narrow it down to 5 reasons today of why we think people are moving to Colorado, especially Denver, in 2022.
All right, let's go. All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. If this is your first time watching, we are your Colorado real estate family, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney. And what we love doing is making these videos, but even more, helping you guys out with all your real estate purchases when coming into Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, and so if you're interested in what it's like to move to Colorado, Denver, or any of the surrounding cities, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because we are putting out new videos every single week. Also, we're going to put our phone number down below, so if you want to reach out, you are getting us and us alone. So go ahead and reach out by call, text, however you prefer.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We're receiving those phone calls on a daily basis. It's amazing. We love hearing your voices, hearing your feedback. So keep on doing that. We'll keep on making these videos for you.
Okay, we are back and we are ready to talk to you about what it's like and some of the top reasons of why people are moving in 2022. We've actually covered this before in 2021 and it's actually a little different outside
Much
in comparison to when we covered it. Mm-hmm. We were outside in the beautiful sunshine.
The sun's out, the weather's warm, summer is almost here in Colorado. Today we're going to go over the 5 reasons why you should be moving to Denver in 2021.
We talked a lot about the sunshine being one of the reasons.
I was on my skateboard.
Yeah, it was one of our favorite videos to do because we were down in the heart of Denver recording this. Now we are in our home because it's freezing outside. So excited to cover it again, covering it a little bit on 2022 scale, but it is a very different video than the first in comparison to when we're filming and what it's like outside.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, like after we've had our channel for what, about 10 months or something like that. There's one reason why you guys are all moving here and why you're reaching out to us of moving into Denver, Colorado that is highly, like way larger than all the others. And we're going to dive into that here soon. But I think the first one that we really need to dive into is
the mountains.
The mountains. And this is obviously, I think this is the reason that we're putting this as your number one is because it's obvious.
Pretty obvious. Yeah. Like this is a no-brainer. People come from all over the world to see our mountains, and a lot of times they love it so much here that they end up moving here. Yep. So in the mountains, you know, because we do have the 4 seasons, and you know, of course, Colorado is known for all of its beautiful weather. The mountains, we can do so many things in, depending on whatever kind of time of the year it really is.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. No matter what time it is, the mountains has something to do. So of course, wintertime, the most popular thing to do in the mountains is your skiing and your snowboarding, right?
And snowshoeing.
Snowshoeing too, yes.
It may not be as popular, but it's still really fun.
And we haven't done it in a long time, but it is a lot of fun. There's activities, and here's the thing about the mountains is, yes, we have a ton of great activities you can do. You can do all the, the kayaking and stuff in the summertime, hiking, camping.
The whitewater rafting.
Whitewater rafting. But I'm going to throw something else in there about what's so great about our mountains is how fresh our water is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Spring
like,
water.
oh yeah, it comes straight from the mountains, and we have some amazing water in Colorado. Drinking water just comes straight out of the faucet.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
So.
Yeah, some people even go up, like they'll go to the hot springs and they'll get spring water while they go up there. I mean, we have caves with like fresh spring water, like wonderful, incredible water here. And I mean, what is our neighbor? Remember our neighbor across the street? She used to go fill up the jugs. Where did they go? Do you remember?
She called it Charlie's or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's the name of it or if it's her nickname for the thing, but yeah.
They would go and fill up their jugs in the mountains. They would go have a wonderful weekend away. They would come back with all this beautiful, fresh spring water.
Yeah.
She's like, you've got to try this water. And we are a little bit of water snobs, having not so great of water in some places that we've lived. But yes, oh my gosh, water is so wonderful from the mountains. So.
All right, what's number 3?
Number 3 or number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is going to be the potential for growth. And this is a big one.
This is huge because, I mean, as I kind of opened up this video with is, Denver was Denver, Colorado was known as a city that has a lot of potential for growth, right? I mean, even though we have grown so much, there's so much more room for growth with innovation, with everything. And it's just like, even going outside of Denver, the reason that we like to cover all the surrounding cities is because of how much they're growing and how much there's left to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, for instance, we know as locals that the goal here in Colorado is to kind of close in the I-25 corridor.
Yep.
So if you're not from here and you don't know what I'm talking about, I-25 is our main highway going north and south.
Yep.
And it kind of goes from Fort Collins, which is, the farthest away city.
Our northernmost big
city.
Yeah,
northernmost.
Yep.
And then all the way through Denver and then going all the way down to Castle Rock and actually into the Colorado Springs. But the I-25 corridor from, say, Denver to about Fort Collins, they plan on closing that all in, and it is already starting.
Yep.
We see brand new homes. We see, huge developments. IKEA, IKEA's coming up here. What are some of the big ones that are coming in between? When you know that a place is growing when you get a big old IKEA in a certain area, but there are a bunch of other growth that's happening in there, including, all these new houses.
And with that growth too, it's like every year in Colorado or Denver, whatever, Denver metro area, you find out about the new hot spots. And it's because we're constantly like finding these little corners where we're like, ooh, that's a great spot. Let's do something there. Let's do something there. And so there's constantly these brand new areas, even in like I said, Denver neighborhoods that are popping up to be super popular and just, become these great spots to live
a lot of these really new popular areas are kind of trying to bring in these little downtown feels, which we've talked a lot about in some of our other videos. Go check it out, especially covering some of the top neighborhoods and things like that.
Yeah.
We really try to cover a lot of cities that have that type of feel because it's so popular here in Colorado to just bring not only having the Denver culture, but bringing it into each little small city. And we're starting to see some major hotspots in regards to that, which kind of leads us into the third one, which is, I think, one of the third reason, which is real estate.
Yeah, and so we were originally going to do the cost of living, right? But then actually looking at it, it's really not that much cheaper here in regards to your utilities and like your healthcare. Healthcare is actually even cheaper in a few other of these larger cities than we are. So those are kind of like on a level status. The only thing that Colorado really had on them was real estate and then transportation. Yeah, but the real estate is still so much cheaper. I mean, we're looking at like it's literally the median price point or sales price point of Denver compared to LA is literally like in half. LA, your median sales point is like 1.13 mil, where Denver is 565. So that is insane. Like the potential you have to sell someone somewhere like LA and then move to Denver, you can buy some cash, right?
Well, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of that in our market is that people are able to come and buy cash here because their real estate is outrageous. If you're a local, you know that, the price of homes have increased like crazy. I mean, a lot of locals are like, gosh, do I sell my home? Like it's gone up so much, which is great because the equity has also gone up. So because it's continually climbing, we also see this as a plus because people are coming here and you're still going to gain equity. We're not at the top of our market. You're not going to walk in and feel like you're just downward from here. Like we are still growing at exponential growth and people are coming in here and they're buying things for way cheaper than they would anywhere else. And we're going to start to see, I think, the same type of growth over the years and years to come as some of these bigger cities that have already reached some of that.
Yeah, if not more. If not more. Yeah.
So you're definitely, we've lived in this house for how many years?
3 years, 3.5 years.
3 years. And we have gotten a ton of equity. So it's still great for, the locals that we are seeing people come in here and buy at top dollar to us, right? And then it's to them, it's like well, not pennies, but way less than what they sold their house for somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's definitely not what it was back in like 2013 when Denver was really hitting hard and you could find something super cheap. And it's like, this is back when I was flipping and then why I was flipping.
Yeah.
It's because you could do stuff for super cheap, but it is still quite a bit cheaper than a lot of these larger cities, which is nice. And it's like, that's what we're constantly experiencing when talking to you guys. If you are coming from these larger cities like LA or New York, you're like, holy crap, your houses are so affordable here. Some other cities, not so much, like Atlanta, we're definitely a little bit more expensive than Atlanta, stuff like that. But just kind of knowing where we're at on a national scale as compared to these other cities, it's always good to know.
Well, especially because it's so popular here in Colorado. And so we are compared a lot to these bigger cities. And how, I'm not really sure because we're like a little smaller and all that, but we still people are so interested in what it's like to come to Colorado.
Yep.
So, okay, so let's go ahead and get into the fourth. And this one I think is really fun because it just has changed a lot, but it's also kept a lot of its same things as well. And this is food and culture. Yeah. So we have some of the best food. And because Colorado is kind of known for this shop local, #local. They're super supportive of new businesses that come in, especially restaurants or any type of place that you can gather. people always talk about how wonderful and like friendly Colorado people are. Well, that kind of, bleeds into, how people support businesses that come in here, such as restaurants and gatherings. And we have some of the best of those things, I think.
All right, so I'm going to chime in a little bit, and I'm not going to act like I'm some expert on food and culture in Colorado or nothing like that. I'm sorry, I like to eat.
Food chain, get in my belly!
Right? And so I'm always trying to find these restaurants with great food, whether it be pizza or burritos or, great sushi. We're always trying to find that. And every time we go somewhere, we find a new great spot that we love. And so I'm going to base it strictly off the fact that I like to put something good in my tummy.
Definitely. And here's the good thing too, is our culture and just like activities all in all, like Denver is very active and very healthy. Yeah. And so no matter what you are, whether you're a vegan or vegetarian or, what's that new diet where you just eat meat? Anyways.
Oh, is it the carnivore diet?
Yeah, whether you just eat meat or whatever culture, maybe you like want Japanese food or Mexican food or whatever it is. We have so many options here that can meet anybody's need. And because we have a lot of foodies, they're super accommodating. A ton of different restaurants, super accommodating. If for some reason you can't go and eat Mexican food or some authentic, wonderful, any kind of authentic food, they're
Pasta.
right down.
So many people. All the gluten-free people out there. I know that has got to be seriously the most painful thing. Being someone who's gluten-free is not being able to eat like real pasta. I don't know if I'd be able to live any longer. That's just it's impossible.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth it. Anyways, yes, you can always find whatever kind of food you're looking for, and food here is not just food, it's about the culture. So when you go into a lot of these restaurants, you're gonna see that they're not just bringing you awesome food. They are really trying to bring you a different culture. So we have all kinds of really cool, unique restaurants like Happy and Avanti and Root Down. And those are some of the ones just kind of around the Denver area.
Sushi High,
we have some of the best steakhouses. Like we could just go on and on about all the wonderful food that also they know that you can't just serve food here alone. You have got to create this wonderful atmosphere because people like to gather in Denver. They like to hang out and they like to kind of go to different places based off the type of things or the type of atmosphere that they want to create. So it's just wonderful. And then also one thing too to know, just to show you a little bit about how diverse our culture is and how inviting is, we actually have 145 different languages spoken in Denver. So like just to show you, we have so much culture and so many different cultures that it's so diverse, and people really love that about Denver.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Well, I think we should probably get into one of the biggest reasons people are moving here in 2022, and that is what?
Is our economy. And this is seriously the main reason that we base it. We know that you could Google anything and kind of look at how great the jobs and everything are in Colorado. We're basing this off of what you guys are coming into Colorado from. When you're calling us wanting to purchase houses in the Denver metro and all the surrounding cities, 99% of the time, it's because you're coming here for a job to either relocate or because you're looking for a change, and so that's something
some of our clients have just recently come because they're expanding their business and they want to come to
Colorado.
Colorado.
That's right, yeah.
Because one of our newest clients, they were like, I'm ready to build my company here. I'm like, this is a great place to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just have different locations, and one of them we want to do Denver, so that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Honestly, it's also very friendly to startups here in Denver. So, whether you're moving for a job like Peter had said, or if whatever it is, if you're trying to start a business here, you're definitely in good hands as well.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like that's the biggest reason that we've kind of seen, mainly from just you guys moving in here. And I think it's pretty cool that we do have such a strong job market, it's a strong economy, as opposed to the rest of the nation. And it's like it's pretty cool having that backing.
Yeah, and we have some big companies or some big, not categories, but some of the bigger employers here in Denver.
Well, Ball Aerospace.
Yeah.
They just moved their headquarters into Boulder, and now they're like, our Pepsi Center is now Ball
Arena. Yeah. And like DaVita Dialysis, their big headquarters are here, and that makes for a huge increase in job opportunities, especially in the healthcare world. So that's definitely, and then of course we have all these different healthcare systems. So with SCL system, UC Health. We have, which is the university. So that's kind of the teaching hospital. We have the VA. Like we just have so many jobs in healthcare alone.
Well, in finance, so the Bronco Stadium is called Empower Retirement, right? And so they're headquartered down in Greenwood Village. I know they put this Charles Schwab expand like crazy down in Highlands Ranch. I know they're probably not headquartered here, but they build all these mega buildings right next to each other. It's kind of crazy. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's other big things, like biotech and hospitality and all of that. But we have so many job opportunities, and most of the time when our clients are moving from out of state to here, it is usually all the way around job and career and all of that.
Yep,
So.
exactly. All right.
Okay. Is that it? That's the
think
top
that's it.
5. I think those are good 5.
Well, we wanted to make it different from our 2021 because it's like we don't want to just keep reiterating all the same stuff. I'm sure that we kind of touch on similar stuff from our 2021. If you haven't checked out that 2021 video, go check it out. We'll put it up right around here somewhere. But I mean, we really want to make it a little bit different. And honestly, there are some great things about Denver, Colorado, and we really want you guys to know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's other topics that you want to cover, or maybe you want to chime in about what you think is the best or one of the reasons people are moving here, feel free to comment down below. We love your feedback. And if there's an area or a certain topic you want us to cover, we do these videos for you. So feel free to comment below or reach out because we will just add it to the list.
All right, guys. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.